The nature of time has been a subject of fascination and debate for centuries, captivating the minds of philosophers, scientists, and thinkers across cultures. At its core, time is something we all experience in our daily lives, yet it remains one of the most mysterious and elusive concepts in both science and philosophy. Is time a fundamental aspect of reality, or is it merely an illusion created by our consciousness? As we break down the concept of temporal reality, we are forced to question the very nature of existence itself. From a scientific perspective, time has traditionally been viewed as a linear progression of events, moving from the past through the present and into the future. This understanding of time is rooted in classical physics, where time is treated as a constant, flowing uniformly and independently of the events it measures. This view of time, often associated with Isaac Newton, posits that time exists as an absolute entity, a kind of universal clock that ticks away uniformly for everyone, regardless of their position in the universe. However, the advent of Albert Einstein's theory of relativity in the early 20th century dramatically altered our understanding of time. According to Einstein, time is not an absolute constant but is relative and intertwined with space, forming what is known as space-time. In this framework, time can stretch or contract depending on the speed at which an object is moving and the strength of the gravitational field it is in. This means that time can pass differently for different observers depending on their relative motion and the presence of massive objects like stars or black holes. This concept, known as time dilation, suggests that time is not a fixed universal measure, but is instead a flexible dimension that can be manipulated under certain conditions. Einstein's theory opened the door to new interpretations of time, leading some to question whether time as we experience it is an objective reality or simply a construct of our minds. One of the most intriguing ideas to emerge from modern physics is the possibility that time is an illusion. Theoretical physicist Julian Barber, for instance, argues that what we perceive as the flow of time is merely a sequence of static snapshots, or nows, which our consciousness strings together to create the illusion of continuous motion. In this view, time does not actually flow, rather, our perception of movement and change is a product of our consciousness interpreting these static moments. This idea finds some resonance in quantum mechanics, where the behavior of particles at the smaller scales challenges our conventional notions of time. In the quantum world, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, a phenomenon known as superposition. Furthermore, the act of measurement, essentially observing a particle, can influence its state, leading to questions about the role of the observer in determining the reality of time and events. If the act of observation can affect the outcome, does this mean that time, as we understand it, is not an inherent property of the universe but something that emerges from our interaction with it? Philosophers, too, have long grappled with the concept of time. The ancient Greek philosopher Parmenides, for example, argued that change and, by extension, time was an illusion, and that reality is a single, unchanging, and eternal entity. His views contrast sharply with those of Heraclitus, who famously asserted that you cannot step into the same river twice, emphasizing the constant flux and flow of time and existence. This philosophical debate between the reality of change versus the illusion of time has persisted throughout the centuries, influencing countless thinkers and shaping our understanding of temporal reality. In more recent times, the philosopher John McTaggart further explored the notion that time might be an illusion. In his famous argument known as McTaggart's paradox, he suggested that our perception of time is inherently contradictory. McTaggart distinguished between two ways of understanding time. The A series, where events are ordered as past, present, and future, and the B series, where events are ordered by earlier than and later than relations. He argued that the A series, which gives us the sense of time flowing from past to future, is incoherent because it leads to logical contradictions. If time is fundamentally contradictory, McTaggart concluded it must be an illusion. The implications of time being an illusion are profound. If time does not exist as we perceive it, then our understanding of cause and effect, the progression of life, and even our notions of aging and mortality could be fundamentally flawed. It would mean that past, present, and future are not sequential as we experience them, but are instead part of a larger, timeless reality where all moments exist simultaneously. This idea is not just a theoretical curiosity, but has real implications for how we understand the universe and our place within it. However, even if time is an illusion, it remains a deeply ingrained aspect of our perception of reality. Our lives are structured around the passage of time, from the cycles of day and night to the ticking of clocks and the aging of our bodies. Time governs how we organize our experiences, how we relate to others, and how we make sense of the world around us. Whether or not it is ultimately real, time is an indispensable part of the human experience. In conclusion, the question of whether time is an illusion challenges us to rethink our understanding of reality at the most fundamental level. While science and philosophy offer different perspectives on the nature of time, both lead us to the possibility that time may not be as straightforward as it seems. Whether time is a fundamental aspect of the universe or a construct of our minds, the exploration of temporal reality continues to push the boundaries of human knowledge and understanding, inviting us to consider the deepest mysteries of existence.